Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Drew back again with MLS Mondays, the segment on this channel where we talk about everything MLS on Monday. So I'm very excited to talk about all the things that went on this weekend in MLS in terms of games, in terms of controversies or score lines or big stories. So that's why we're here. Sit back, relax, put the headphones on, do whatever you're doing, listen to your boy Drew. And as always, at the end of the video, please, if you liked it, definitely give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe to be part of the change and help grow American soccer here in America. First of all, in this video, I'm not going to go ahead and cover every single game that happened this past weekend because if I did, this video would be like an hour long and then I might as well just do a podcast. If you guys are interested in that, let me know down below because I would love to do a podcast to talk about all the games really more in detail and not really be worried about trying to upload and buffer an hour-long video here and then worry about if you guys are going to listen to this video for an hour. Let me know. Anyway, the first game I want to talk about, of course, obviously, you got to rep my Philadelphia Union boys winning 5-1 against DC United away from home. What an amazing performance. There's going to be a lot of things to talk about in this game, and I'll get to them in a second. But first, let's get the big story out of the way. Obviously, Alejandro Bedoya scored a great goal to open up the scoring in this game. And during the celebrations, I guess I'd say after celebration, he finished it off by going to a microphone and really speaking his political, views and stuff. Basically saying, Congress, do something now. We need gun control. Do something now. Basically, that's what he said. Really speaking his side of gun control violence that obviously has happened tragically over the weekend with two mass shootings, over a couple hours, which is insane. So anyway, I don't want to get too political. I don't want to get too into that. I just want to respect Alejandro Bedoya for really expressing himself there. Obviously, we need some sort of control. I'm not really for taking people's guns away forever. I'm just more in we can have them, but we need to be really more weary of who we're giving these weapons to. So, like I said, I don't want to get too political. I don't want you guys to get fighting in the comments. I want to talk about soccer. This channel's about soccer. I just want to give Alejandro Bedoya a big shout out to really, do it. I feel like that takes a lot of courage to do on live TV, to do like in the middle of a game where you might get hate, you might not get hate. I was just really impressed, really proud of my captain for the Union for really voicing his opinion. Shout out to you. And in terms of soccer stuff in this game, like I said, an amazing performance by Philadelphia Union. A brace from Marco Fabian, who I've really been skeptical so far this season. I feel like he's been decent. He has been like this great prospect player like Zlatan is for LA Galaxy, or maybe Rooney is sometimes for DC United, or Carlos Vela for LAFC. I kind of thought he was going to be our talisman to going forward and really being more successful, but I think he's like just fitting it in the background. I think he's pulling some strings there. He is scoring some goals. He is put in good performances, but overall, I'm not too impressed in the big scheme of things. But I really value how good of a player he is technically and his ability on the ball. I really think he is a really good asset to this Philadelphia Union team, a really good asset that is helping us top at the table, or stay top of the table in the Eastern Conference, trying to fight off, trying to get away from that creeping Atlanta United team that seems to be coming closer and closer to us Union boys. What I really forgot to mention about the whole Alejandro Bedoya thing is that I was kind of worried, and a lot of fans were worried, not just of the Union, but fans of MLS, were worried if Alejandro Bedoya was going to get punished for his statements, by MLS or whatever, but his teammates supported him. Jim Curtin, the manager for Philadelphia Union, definitely supported him. He came out and said that he supported and backed his captain. And MLS put out a statement saying, they were not, they were okay with this statement. They were not going to go ahead and fine or punish Bedoya in any way. So I think that's really good on MLS, especially a league who gets a lot of hate. It's about time they did something good. I'm going to talk about maybe 3 more games, and then that's pretty much it here. So the next game I want to talk about is Atlanta United against LA Galaxy at home in the beautiful Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Atlanta United, of course, winning 3-0 in this game against LA Galaxy, a team who I really have not been impressed with at all this season so far. I know they had a really good performance against LAFC, defeating their rivals once again. But still, nonetheless, I think LA Galaxy has not had a really good season at all. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, of course, was not in this game due to accumulating too many yellow cards. Hence, he got a 1-game suspension this weekend. So, they really were missing some good firepower in the attacking line for LA Galaxy. But this is their second game in a row where they were wiped out. They couldn't keep a clean sheet, and they could not be on the scoreline with or without Zlatan in the team. So that begs a question for me and for you LA Galaxy fans if you're watching. How good is your team right now? I know you guys are one of the best teams before, years ago in MLS, but even with Zlatan in your team, I still think that this team needs lots and lots of improvement. I feel like ever since Bruce Arena left this team, it's been kind of on the decline. So it definitely needs to rebuild in the back, in the attacking line. You can't just always rely on Zlatan, because look what happens when you do. You still can't get any scores without him. So they need a big rebuild, and I am not surprised that Atlanta United went ahead and defeated them so easily. Joseph Martinez going to set a record for consecutive games scoring in an MLS season. So I think he's like in 9 or something like that. Let's fact check. Roughly 9. For all you Atlanta fans out there, I'm sure you're all really happy and glad to see that Atlanta United was able to bounce back from that disappointing loss away from home against LAFC, turned around and defeated the other LA team instead. So that's really good. Atlanta United really wasn't looking to have the best season in the beginning of the season, but they've kind of adapted to their new manager, Frank de Boer, and they feel like they're coming into themselves a little more. And I think by next year, if things stay the same, if things keep going up, then Atlanta will be back on top as maybe the best MLS team. At least they'll have to go and compete with LAFC. Speaking of LAFC, they did go ahead this weekend and defeat New England Revolution away from home 2-0. Great game for LAFC. A great important win for LAFC. They beat a team who I thought was going to give them a little more trouble. And maybe they did a little bit, but I kind of thought New England was going to go ahead and score some goals, or at least really press LAFC to a corner, really corner them, really press them to get the best out of them. I thought Bruce Arena is doing a really good job with New England right now. He took over a team who really was kind of like unmotivated, kind of towards the bottom of the Eastern Conference, and right now they're climbing up that table. They beat a team who haven't lost a game in 9 games. In the last 10 games since Bruce Arena took over, they've lost only once. And that's insane. A team who everyone thought in the beginning of this MLS season, they just wrote them off. Like, this team is trash, blah, 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 nothing. This is the Eastern Conference version of Colorado Rapids. At least that's what I was saying, because it looked like as that was going to happen. But it's not. Bruce Arena really turned around this Revolution team, really revolutionized them. Don't laugh at that, it's stupid. But not even Bruce Arena's powerful New England Revolution team with their motivation, red hot as they say, New England Revolution team right now, was able to stand up to the LAFC test. A team who really just came off a good win against Atlanta United, coming in here away from home against New England. Easy money for them, 2-0. They're obviously going to win the Supporters' Shield. They're obviously going to be the highest scoring team right now in MLS. The second team behind them, by the way, is your boy Philadelphia Union's team with 46 goals. So that's pretty darn good. I know I said I was going to talk about only 4 games in total this video, but I got to give credit to Minnesota United, okay? Minnesota United defeating Portland Timbers at home with a very late dramatic penalty scored by Ethan Finley in the dying minutes of this game to win 1-0 against Portland Timbers. A penalty that a lot of people really didn't think it was, but your boy Drew, thought it was a penalty because the Portland defender's hands were outstretched out. Of course, it's a freaking penalty. The hand touches the ball, that means handball in the box, it means a penalty. So that's good. Minnesota United, really a team who I didn't expect to see in second place in the Western Conference in any part of this season so far. So I'm really impressed by them. Really glad to see how they're coming into themselves. A really brand new expansion team in this MLS league. But, not brand new. I think it's 3 years old now. I think they're starting to come into themselves. Really starting to get the mojo going. So I think for all you Minnesota fans out there, this is going to be really good. Make sure you guys are behind supporting your Minnesota Vikings and also your Minnesota United soccer team, because they both deserve the same amount of respect. Especially if Minnesota United is doing this good. That's impressive. That's a pretty tough conference right now. Western Conference, you got teams like LAFC. We got teams like LA Galaxy a little bit. Portland Timbers, Seattle Sounders. Lots of good teams out in the West to compete with. But not a problem for Minnesota United. So congrats to you guys out there. The last game I'm going to talk to you guys about is a game that has 9 goals in it, 2 own goals, 1 hat trick, and a big win from a team in the bottom of their conference. And that game is Colorado Rapids against Montreal Impact. What an insane game. What a bizarre game. A game that I thought Montreal Impact, a team in 6th place right now in the Eastern Conference, in a good playoff spot position, I kind of thought they're going to want to come into this game, really give it all, really go out and try to beat this team who is in last place in their own conference in the West, and try to go out and win this game and try to get 3 points to be able to cement themselves and be more comfortable in their playoff position right now in the Eastern Conference. But Colorado Rapids came out and totally surprised them and wiped the floor with them. I think this game was one of the best highlight reels I've seen so far this season in MLS. Kai Kamara with a hat trick and an own goal in the same game. Like, how insane is that? And then obviously Evan Bush also had an own goal for Montreal Impact to help out Colorado Rapids. You know what's really hard to say? Colorado Rapids like 3 times. Colorado Rapids, Colorado Rapids, Colorado Rapids. Whatever. I'm so dumb. What an insane game. There's also 2 penalties in this game, so I forgot to mention that. A penalty scored obviously by Kai Kamara and Safir Taidar. Probably said that wrong, but that's fine. Colorado Rapids obviously, like I said, not having the best season so far this year, but still bottom of the table even with this big win against the Impact. Still bottom of the Western Conference, but I still have hope for them that they'll be able to jump the Vancouver Whitecaps and be second to last place in the Western Conference. But I wanted to talk about this game because I thought it was interesting. 9 goals, 2 own goals, 2 penalties, a hat trick. What an insane amount of information in one game. Alright, that's it. I'm going to get the heck out of here. I'm going to go make some dinner. Let me know your thoughts down below on what you guys thought about all the games or your favorite team's game this weekend. Down below in the comment section, write all your thoughts and opinions. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for kicking it with me. I'll see you next time. Peace.